Hello guys, NautoAis here, and this will be a commentary on my latest Rewind Thoughts video, but to some extent the subject itself, and that is Macross overall. Of course, in 2019, I did a video about how Harmony Gold renewed their license from Big West, key point with the Macross, for 35 plus years from what I understand at the time. I don't know if that's really true or not, but it's kind of weird. But the bottom line is that Harmony Gold, once again, in 2019, have the rights to use any Macross franchise to, well, quote unquote, Americanize it to make it more Robotech. But of course, they didn't do anything about it. Of course, if you follow the history behind the Robotech Macross controversy, then you know. And if you don't, there are a lot of videos there, including Secret Galaxy, basically telling the origin of what happened there. That's why. So, of course, in 2021, there was some announcement that somehow Big West, Tatsunoko, and with Harmony Gold, that, okay, you know, you can do your Robotech, but let us also release Macross. Because if you don't know what happened in the past, the reason Macross wasn't even unable to be released outside of Japan was that it has to be approved by Harmony Gold. And at a time, let's just say Harmony Golds are assholes. It is what it is. They are assholes. They're trying to sue other people who, quote unquote, trying to copy Robotech, which Robotech's based on Macross. So what the hell? But it is what it is there. And I'll explain those things later. So first of all, why did I do that video about Macross? Well, it is interesting in my opinion. Like I said, I'm not really a Macross fan. I'm more towards the gun, the exposure since 2000. That's why. So I've been watching a lot of Gundam. Oh, this is more interesting. I can understand because it was easy, it was something new, so whatever. And like I said, Macross could have had an advantage because, again, you know, if you expose the fans, maybe they'll like more. But again, like I said, is it too late in 2025? Who knows? I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. So that's why for me, I'm more like a Gundam than a Macross. But would I be watching the Macross? Unfortunately, to some extent, I knew this was going to happen. If you're a Macross fan and all the series is there, by all means, watch them. But if you want it to be dubbed, well, they're not going to be dubbed. They're going to be dubbed in the long run. Finger crossed if they're willing to do it. But chances are too little, too late in my opinion. But again, it is a possibility because, like I said, a little bit of a side note, High Dive Sentai Filmworks with To Love Ru. If you didn't know, fans were fighting Sentai Filmworks to make it dub. In the beginning, they were even hesitant, Sentai Filmworks, because they were afraid that if we put dub, people are not going to watch it. But, well, the gamble paid off. People did like the dub. It is what it is there. Kudos to Sentai Filmworks. So anyway, same goes with Macross. I think it's more popular than To Love Ru to some extent, but we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe there will be a dub in the long run, maybe not. But as expected, as of right now of this recording, January 13, 2025, yes, all the Macross are not dubbed, especially Macross Plus and Macross 2 are not dubbed. But in the past, like I said, they were dubbed. Probably don't have the right to use the dub. It is what it is. Probably loyalty, residual payment, you know how the gallery works with voice acting. And of course, as of right now, I think the AI strike is still in effect. So again, I don't know, but it is unfortunate about that one. It is what it is. All right. So again, why did I decide to do that? Well, there's a lot of connection history for me about this Macross, even though I'm not a fan. Robotech was in my home country. I watched it and then I did research about, this is the history about it, Macross, whatever. So I got a bit of exposure with the Robotech, but I didn't understand about the Robotech and Macross story. And then later on, like I said, I knew friends, I knew people found on the internet about the Macross situation. So I remember in junior high, a friend of a friend, I was trying to befriend this guy, and this guy actually likes the Robotech series. I don't think he knows about the Macross backstory, but I think to some extent this person might have. But like I said, at one point I remember this, that I tried to be his friend, trying to make conversation, and I asked the question, what do you like Robotech? And at the time I was just a kid. I was 13, didn't really think much. I mean, come on, I'm a kid. And again, I was trying to be friendly with the person, and then this person just gave a smart ass remark. And basically like, what do you like watching stupid cartoon? At the time, like, is this guy being an asshole to me in my house because they were like stopping by my house? And at the time, I'm like, what the hell? This guy's being a smartass at me in my own home? And unfortunately, that my friend didn't really defend me. I mean, come on. I mean, like, that's kind of bullshit, but it is what it is. Technically, side note wise, that when I'm growing up, we don't offend people. We consider that rude. And oftentimes, the belief is that if you offend someone, it can compromise friendship. But that's a little political story there, culture, political stuff. Anyway, back to that one. I'm like, what the heck is this guy? This guy's smart ass. Like, in my head, I want to punch the guy, but whatever. This is like in early 90s. But of course, spoiler in the end, me and this guy, we were cool a year later. But in the beginning, it was like a lot of rough around the edges, rubbing each other the wrong way. Like I said, I wanted to punch the guy, but whatever. That's in the past. Like I said, 1990 there. So that's a little bit of a story about with the Robotech Macross thing, but has nothing to do with the Macross. And then later on with the internet, when I decided to do a research on this one, because like I said, it is interesting because there's another thing that happened and what made me do this. And I remember in early 2000, the One Piece controversy with 4Kids. And then I said that a lot of people, the fans, at first they were like, oh shit, if we have to rely on 4Kids to do the One Piece dubbing, we're screwed because, you know, they made it to a kidly version, TV Y7. That's right. I mean, the gist of that one is somebody from Toei was in an anime expo. A lot of the fans showed it to them, and they said, okay, you got to fix it. If you can't have the license anymore. And from what I understand, 4Kids did forfeit the license. Of course, they disappeared, of course, that one. Sensor Gaming has a story about 4Kids, again, in the past. So that was sort of a situation also with Macross. I'm like, well, I feel for the fans. I mean, to some extent, I don't care. I'm a Gundam guy than a Macross fan. But I knew, like I said, friends and people on the internet I follow who are Macross fan, and they couldn't watch it legitimately until now. That's the thing. On Hulu, yes, it's but better than nothing. Just want to point that there just in case. They were really sad when they heard that Harmony Gold was going to be the license. Because in the past, if you know the history, there were basically, quote unquote, cock blocking anything that's related to Robotech or Macross. So there was even a story that they sued the people who created Battletech because they claimed that, oh, they almost look like Robotech or Macross. Doesn't make sense. First of all, just because you have the Macross rights, it doesn't mean you have fully control because Robotech is not Macross. Just saying there. And then I did mention on the Rewind Thoughts that I thought at first it would be fun if they sued Hasbro, and apparently I was wrong. Apparently there was an article that Harmony Gold at one point did try to sue Hasbro for Jetfire. I'm surprised. I mean, credit to Chris McFearley. He kind of talked about Jetfire. I know at some point they called him Skyfire due to name copyright, but from what I understand, then they basically kind of fixed that. That's why now he's calling it Jetfire, because he is Jetfire. When you think about the Macross Transformer, it's Jetfire. So I didn't know that Harmony Gold, they're trying to sue Hasbro. And from what I understand, the reason a lot of this lawsuit failed is from what I understand that the law decide that they're not really copying Robotech and it's way different to what your show is. And also they also said that you know that you don't own 100% of Robotech because it's based on another franchise, which is Macross. So that's why. So now you might say that for somebody new, why did Harmony Gold able to get the right for Macross? Mospeada is Tatsunoko. That's where the Tatsunoko came from. And a little side note, if you follow the game Tatsunoko versus Kako, which a lot of people wanted to bring that back, I'm going to give a quick thoughts. Just real quick, this one. No chance in hell. Just saying. If you think the Marvel license was a pain in the ass, Tatsunoko license was even worse, and even the two admitted it was very difficult. He wanted Samurai Pizza Cat, Mac Rider, and somebody from Mospeada to be in the game, and they said no. And yeah, that's what happened. It's interesting. So anyway, also if you have Crunchyroll, you can finally watch Mospeada. Southern Cross, as of right now, still not. But yeah, Mospeada is on Crunchyroll. Someone might even say, oh, Orion's, isn't that part of Macross universe or whatever? I don't know, maybe. I mean, the same artist. Maybe same, yeah, it's also owned by the same company, Big West, but I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a different universe, whatever. And that was also you can watch it on Hulu for free as sub. On Crunchyroll, there is a dub. They dubbed that a long time ago. But again, kind of sort of related with the Macross, the original one. But whatever, I digress. Of course, now, the interesting part now is like, I don't know how they did it in 2021. Again, the compromise, maybe new people in Harmony Gold, whatever. I don't know. None of my business. To a point that, like I said, 2021, they did announce that they are working on some sort of compromise to able to release Macross. And then there was some story in 2024 they were getting ready to release them. And then finally in 2025, there you go. So that's the reason why I kind of talk about the Macross in my thoughts video, because it is interesting the situation was giving my opinion. And like I said, there was an incident with a guy that I tried to befriend, a friend of a friend. Turned out to be, to somebody in the beginning was an asshole, but in the end we were cool. I don't know, maybe I was young, whatever. But there you go. So again, for recap, Macross series, all of them are on Hulu. If you have Disney Plus, you could probably watch them there. If you have that bundle, convenient reason rather to switch app, I know. But the bottom line is, if you have Hulu, you can watch them. Yes, they are not dubbed. Macross Plus and Macross 2 are not dubbed. The only one is not there is the very original Macross, which is funny. But like I did say before, long time ago in the past, way in the past, on Hulu, believe it or not, Macross was their dub. And Hikaru, a.k.a. Rick Hunter, was voiced by Vic Magnania. You know that guy. Edward Elric, you know the controversy with that guy. They canceled him. Not going to touch it, in my quick opinion. Unfortunate. Whatever, it is what it is. 2025 is going to be different narrative now, but again, that's in the past. Maybe they're going to put it on in the long run. We'll just have to wait and see. Maybe they'll also dub. Maybe they'll just use the old dub. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Problem really is license, rights, and royalty to some extent. Maybe. Again, I don't know how the business works, but it is what it is there. So there you go. You're a Macross fan? Finally, 2025, it's been long, but finally, they are in the West. How do you make it popular? Because it's way too late now, to some extent, in my opinion. There are people talking about it, trying to watch the show. If you want some sort of like robot sci-fi political story with Pop Idol, because that's also the key thing about Macross, try it. But you do got to keep in mind, they're not dub. They're sub. Better than nothing. There you go. Exposure. Hopefully people will talk about it. For me personally, unfortunately, no. I got other things I'd rather watch. Nothing personal. Like I said, I'm not a Macross fan. But I kind of want to sort of give my thoughts about it. Let the word out that, hey, look, there is a problem that I got to feel for you if you're a fan. Because I know it feels when you're a super fan and then suddenly your favorite franchise is not going to come out, or the cock block it or whatever. It sucks. Just saying that. Anyway, there you go. The commentary for this one. Yeah, it's a bit long, but like I said, it is a lot of history to some extent. The topic, not the franchise itself. And unless there's something new, interesting I want to give my thoughts on, I am done with the Macross topic as of right now. Anyway, with that, I'll see you guys later.